Hello my dear Stitchy friends, my name is Marie and welcome to my Flosstube episode number 8. Today is 19th of June, I hope. Yes, Sunday 19th of June here in South Wales in Barry in the UK, and I am so pleased to have you here. If you're new here, welcome. This channel is all about cross-stitching, a lot of enabling, a lot of shopping and some finishes in between. So I hope you like what you see and that you subscribe and follow along for the journey. And if you're a returning viewer, I love you so much. You guys are just the best and I can't believe the amazing people I've got here on this channel. Thank you so much. Right, what are we going to be talking about today? So it's been a minute. I think I posted my last update maybe about 4 weeks ago, so there's been so many things that happened since last I've spoken to you. So I'm gonna touch a little bit upon that, all good stuff, just the time ran away from me a little bit. I'm going to show you an FFO, a start, and a FFO, unheard of in my case ever. It's never happened before. I'm gonna show you some whips that I was working on, most of them new starts. I got a bit crazy. And what else? I've got some stitchy kindness to show. I'm so excited, and some haul and maybe some stitchy plans, and let's see where we go. And I forgot to mention, there's also a number of giveaways coming at the end of the video, so stay tuned. All right, now for life update. So I have announced in my last video that I got the absolute honor of being the YouTube presenter for Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So that is definitely what has been happening behind the scenes. So, you know, I've got my normal full-time job in finance, and then the Caterpillar Cross Stitch YouTube presenting is sort of on the side, and it's a challenge to manage it all together. I wouldn't have believed until I experienced it how long does it actually take to make like a 10-15 minute video. It's unreal. It's just hours upon hours that pour into it, and I'm obviously over obsessing as well. So it's a steep learning journey, which I am absolutely grateful for. I am totally enjoying it, and I'd like to say just the biggest thank you to Sarah from Sew Me Sarah, because I've had 3 tutorials published there, and I mean, you know, I think I have literally 0 things I could sort of teach Sarah, or you know, in my tutorials, because they are very much aimed at beginners. But Sarah watches every single video that has been uploaded and has always commented on that video, and I am just so grateful for that kind of support. Sarah, much love to you. Thank you so much. You don't even know how much it means. Every time I post the videos posted, I'm like, you know, I'm cool. I'm just over obsessing somewhere, thinking, you know, people are gonna hate it, and you know, the imposter syndrome is very much real. And then a comment pops up from Sarah saying, "Great tutorial, Marie," and I'm like, thank you so much. So thanks, and thanks to everybody who's watching, who's reached out, who's given me a positive encouragement, who said maybe that they've learned something new. Yeah, thank you so much. So, and that's definitely the reason the time got away from me completely. So I'm just basically trying to figure it out as I go along. Then obviously within the time that I haven't spoken to you, there's been the Queen's Jubilee. I mean, oh my God, it was wonderful. We haven't gone anywhere, and I love Wales. I love where we live, but I have to say that on Jubilee there was this there was this little twang where I thought, oh, I wish we were still in London, or I wish we were still in Horsham, because there was practically, you know, nothing here, unfortunately. And England was just, you know, you couldn't move for bunting everywhere, and it was a beautiful celebration. And you know, I'm Czech, I'm not British, and I'm not British by citizenship yet either. So when I was sort of intrigued by Britain, when I fell in love with Britain as a kid who was just starting to learn English at school and found everything exciting, I always sort of loved the royal family, and I was always Team William. I had a big William poster from the Hello magazine hanging in my bedroom when I was a teenager. And you know, I cried for like a week when Diana passed away, and I've always just always just loved the royal family. And as I get older, I love the Queen for what she stands for the moral sort of constant she is. And I think people here sometimes don't realize the maybe edit. Oh, of course there's the pros and cons, right, like with everything, but for me, as somebody who comes from a country that has presidents, and those presidents are, you know, the current president is literally gotten so drunk during the sort of royal jewelry display, because Czech royal jewelry is not on display all the time. The jewels, so the crown jewels, sorry, it's called. So it's only like during special occasions that is displayed. And he got so drunk that he literally couldn't walk properly, stumbled. He was like hanging about. It is so embarrassing. It is just, you know, those are times when I'm very, very much embarrassed to be Czech. And this just doesn't happen with the Queen, you know. Prime ministers come and go, but there's still this sort of constant sort of persona who never says too much, but always says just enough, doesn't go into politics, but appeals on people's morals and courage, and, you know, we will meet again. And I, you know, really like it. I really appreciate it, because there's always something overarching the current political issues, and that is somebody who sort of is the beacon, and yeah, so I very much celebrated it at home quietly, so that our Welsh neighbours don't think we're a bit too much. So I was just watching BBC all the time. I was, you know, I made my husband watch absolutely everything. I think he got a bit desperate at some point, maybe multiple points, but I was really into it, and he's calling now. Yeah, and we had a bank holiday, long weekend obviously, and then we actually had time off. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna get so much stitching done, and I'm gonna get Flosstube done, and I'm gonna get everything done. And instead, we sort of moved into a new build last year, and we didn't do much on the house last year because, you know, new builds, they sort of move about. You've got these cracks and everything, like you've got a little bit of teething, but right now this is sort of settling down really well, and we also have lived here for about a year now, so we're starting to really know like how we like things, how we do things, you know, what would we like to do in the house and things like that. So we spend most of the time like doing the front garden and visiting B&Q, which is like this DIY / garden centre / whatever, you know, furniture and whatever, you one of those shops where you get like everything for DIY, so we've sort of spent significant amount of time there during our time off, and it just went, you know, it flew by. It was crazy. So that was the time off. I'm thinking what else happened. Oh, I met some stitchers. I met one stitcher first. I met Cassie at Book Geek Stitching here in Barry. So I do have an amazing stitcher living locally to me. Hi Cassie. And we just had a lovely stitchy time together in the local Starbucks, and it was really wonderful. And then there is a stitchy meetup excuse me, about monthly or bi-weekly, depending on the time of the year and the situation, of stitchers here in Cardiff, in IKEA, in the cafe. And so I went for the first time, and it was fabulous. It was just so nice to just sit, you know, have a coffee, have a cinnamon swirl in IKEA, my favorite. And just chat, just talk fabric and talk, you know, good deals in cross-stitching shops, and, you know, new starts, or some, you know, just handy tools and what have you. And it was just so uplifting, and it was, I really enjoyed it. I actually gutted I was meant to go there today, because they're meeting up today. Unfortunately, the husband left me here alone with the doggy that is currently peacefully sleeping just over there, and I'm hoping it's going to last as long as it possibly can. So no socializing for me today, because yeah, we haven't taught her to be alone at home. Bad pandemic puppy. And right, and then for more stitching, I have attended another Zoom video with Fox and Rabbit yesterday. It was 11 p.m. UK time, but my willingness to be up so late, and I think I finished like 1:30 or something. They were still chatting away. It was lovely. So my willingness to do that tells you everything about how much I enjoy it. I just love Karen and Brendan. I think they're absolutely fabulous, and you know, these sort of stitcher Zooms are just amazing. I have mentioned it last time on my channel, and somebody said, well, it would be amazing if you did it as well, or something, you know, with some other Flosstubers, and, you know, watch this space, because I think I might actually do it, because I think there's nothing more amazing than to just sit sort of online, not just talking into the phone, but just to sit with others, and chat and stitch. And I think it's lovely. I just have to figure out sort of technically how to do that, and I'll try to do it soon, because I think it's amazing. So watch this space. Right, looking at my notes, I think that is as much as I needed to catch you up on in terms of life. Oh, and I've got a new background, and that's, you know, this is where I used to usually sit. So I moved the during the week off, I moved, how do you call it, bookshelf, bookcase, whatever. I'm tired. I haven't slept too much. I've moved the bookcase sort of to you know, 90 degrees to the adjacent wall. This is where the bookcase used to be, and because I'm so inspired by everybody who shows this like wonderful display on the wall, and this is what I want to do behind this sort of chest of drawers. And it's like a perfect also space to sort of put my stuff on. So yeah, I'm trialing out this new space. Obviously it's a big fat sort of white wall right now because I'm stitching all the things and I'm finishing nothing. So this is a perfect motivation for me. This is not gonna age well, but this is a perfect motivation for me to do something about that white wall. And what we were thinking, because I'm not sure I want to just put like a whole lot of nails in there, and I also like to switch up things a lot. I mean, I change things like all the time. I'm not the person who sort of finds the perfect setup and that's it for, you know, for eternity. No. I change things constantly, and so what I was thinking, because husband is really good with wood and DIY, so I think I'm going to have him like attach like wooden sort of, you know, like pieces, like plates of, I don't know, do you call it plate? Like pieces of wood, like MDF, I think it's called, so that it basically covers the whole wall above the chest of drawers. I'm going to put some wallpaper, I think, on that wood, and I'm going to be merrily and happily putting nails in there and everything. It's going to be like a big wooden board basically. And I'm not going to be worried every time I want to take a nail out or put the nail in or something. So those are exciting plans. It might even happen within a year or two. Anyhow, let's go to stitching. I've been talking too long. So I have got an FFO to show you. So as part of my caterpillar cross stitch thingy, I have had the opportunity to finish the caterpillar cross stitch box number 7. For caterpillar cross stitch, most of the time there's different designers that Sally asks to design a cross stitching piece for. So this one is by Tiny Modernist. It's called Shine Bright. It was a lovely and easy stitch. Stitched it in hand. If somebody is interested in how I stitch in hand, I have a tutorial video on hand stitching on the Caterpillar Cross Stitch channel. I'm gonna post it in the description down below. And I have finished it in a hoop, but I am particularly proud of this finish because it's like I found a lovely fabric in John Lewis on it was on clearance. 1 meter was for like £9 or something, and it's absolutely lovely. I know the colours are a bit different, but I love flowers, and I thought, well, surely there's flowers, you know, like growing about, so it's sort of fitting. And I just love how it looks. If somebody wanted to know how to finish it like that, it's also one of the videos that I have, you know, created for Caterpillar Cross Stitch on how to finish a piece in a hoop like that. So that's you know, I'm pretty chuffed about that. I think I finished it in about 6 stitching sessions or something like that, so it's pretty fast. And now on to whips. So I haven't actually spoken to you since I think must have been third week of May or something, because I haven't shown you my last mania start yet. So that's the Blackbird Designs, the bells on Christmas Day, and it is the needle case. So this is as much as I've got done. I haven't worked on it too much, so I'm pretty chuffed with the progress, to be honest. It's all the called for flosses, and I'm stitching it on Fox and Rabbit flannel flowers 40 count, which is amazing. It's a really lovely linen. And I'm stitching it in hand. I'm really challenging myself to stitch in hand whenever possible, because it is so much quicker, and you know, I can stitch more. The second whip I'm going to show you is another new start. I said I was going to be, you know, it was going to be new start frenzy. I've started the Friends Make Life a Little Sweeter. It is by Stitchrovia. It was in one of the January 2022 Cotton Twine subscription boxes. I have unfortunately since then unsubscribed because I've just had to really review the sort of subscription boxes that I was getting, and this was one of the boxes that I just, you know, I love receiving things in post. I'm definitely a retail therapy all the way, but I sort of did recognize that I just received it in a post. I, you know, chumped down the chocolate, and you know it's like chocolate didn't last 5 minutes, but the cross stitching pieces just went into my storage, and I just wasn't working on it, and there was absolutely no point in me just continuing with it. But I do love their subscription box because it comes with like a sweet gift, and it's always like at least the time that I was a subscriber, which was for about half a year, I think, it was always like a British sort of independent business. Like, you're not gonna get Cadbury in there, like you're gonna get maybe some fair trade chocolate bar, or you know, some small business, something. I really like that concept. There's always a clipper bag of tea. I always got the English breakfast, but I hear there's also, and I think once I got an Earl Grey. So I think there's various sort of flavors floating about, and there was always a little thing as an extra, like the Easter box, for example, had like pegs. Yeah, the Easter box had like pegs like this. Then there's, yeah, I don't know where it is. I better not show you my messy thingies. Oh yeah, then in one of those boxes it was like this little buddy here. It's just, you know, just various sort of tiny little things, and I like things. So I'm a perfect target market for this subscription box, and it also always have something to fully finish it. So in this case, it actually, you know, does have the frame, or it has a square hoop, or it has, you know, whatever that is the required finish. A whole lot of frames. It's a really good sort of all-around subscription box. And although I have decided to unsubscribe just because I am stitching on other things, and I felt like, you know, I'm just getting it for the sake of getting it, for the sort of endorphin rush of unpacking it, but not actually working on it. But I would wholeheartedly recommend it to anybody who is looking for a good subscription box and is maybe considering getting something like that. I think it was about £25 a month. Okay, so and this is where I got. I started it about maybe two weeks ago, I think. Yeah, the other week. And it stitches up really quickly because I think it's a 16 count Aida. I stitch it in hand, and you know, it's a Stitchrovia, it's lovely, and it's got some, the sort of inscription was really quick because it's just large block of colors. The flowers are a little bit more sort of confetti, but they are lovely. I've made a couple of mistakes, but I'm just leaving it in. I'm personalizing it, and that's that. The next start, yet another start, is the Modern Folk Embroidery Pride SAL that I talked about in the last video. So this is how it's going to look like. It's called Move Forward in Love, which is just brilliant, and the whole, you know, it's a charity. It's a charity chart for Pride Month. So, you know, There was really no hesitation that I wanted to do it. However, I didn't do much. It's, you know, it's a little bit underwhelming. So I was missing quite a number of threads when I started this. I'm stitching it on 40 count, just a plain white, standard white Zweigart, 40 count. And since then, I have ordered a bunch, and I mean a complete bunch of DMCs, because Lakeside Needlecraft here in the UK, we're running Jubilee sale, 10% off, including DMCs. And guys, that like never ever 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 never ever happens. They already have the best price of DMCs in the UK, together with Lovecrafts. So I tend to sort of swap around between the two of them, depending on, you know, what am I buying. Like if I'm buying 40 count linen, I'm gonna go to Lakeside and bundle it up with DMCs that I need. Or maybe I need something else, like, I don't know, Good Deal Aida. Lovecrafts usually has got really good deals on Aida, on the pre-cuts. Sometimes you get like really good stuff in their sales section. So I go to Lovecrafts and bundle it up as well. And both of these have got a threshold where shipping is free. I can't remember what that is. Somehow I've got £25 in my head, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyhow, so I've ordered a serious amount of DMCs from Lakeside, and I am almost my collection will be almost complete. I think I will be missing about 40 or 50 DMCs and my collection will be complete. I have to bobbinate it all, which is the less, I've got pip and chip bobbins, which I'm definitely going to show, just not today because it's already going to be super long, the video. So I visually know exactly, you know, in first look, do I have that color or do I not have that color? Depending on whether the bobbin is empty or full, obviously. So that's, you know, that's like very helpful for me visually to know immediately whether I need to get that DMC or whether I have it in my stash. And yeah, so it's all worth it, the bobbinating. It's just a little bit of a chore, isn't it? So just to show you one more time, it's beautiful, and this is the flag, and I'll be getting at the flag soon. So this is definitely something that I want to be working on as well, continuing to work on this month. Okay, so the next web is again a new start. This one is a Caterpillar cross stitch trick or treat. It's a Halloween SAL called Touch of Magic that was released not long ago. I was fortunate enough to get this kit as part of being the YouTube presenter for them. I'm probably going to be chuckling, you know, stupidly throughout, because I still can't believe that this has actually happened, so excuse me. But I love it. It was literally, it stitched so quickly. 2 sessions maybe, and not even like proper sessions. It was really quick to stitch. Stitched in hand again, and so it's just on 14 count Aida that has come through in the kit. Then I have worked on my Cottage Garden Samplings Courage. I adore this web. I absolutely adore it, and this is how far I've gone. Oh, isn't it just so pretty? So I've finished this sort of blossom of the gladiole, and then there's one more, and you know, there's gonna be this little house and this little sort of bird and whatever you. So I cannot wait to have it finished. I'm stitching this on 40 count Saltbush linen by Fox and Rabbit, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's just the perfect color for this project. I love it. I cannot wait to have it done. And I'm legit falling in love with Cottage Garden Samplings. I'm gonna show you. It will all start making more sense in the haul. That my proclaimed love is not just empty words. I act upon it. Anyhow, so this was actually the only. No, this was one of two existing whips that I was working on. It's not a new start. Woohoo! So now onto another new start. I have started the Fox, Mr. Fox. It's brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. This is a part of a stitch along that is hosted by Mel Rouvray on Instagram. She's Australian. Where did I put my coffee? Oh, I got scared. Poured the coffee around without realizing it. Okay, now I'm stressed. I have to drink. Okay, this is a stitch along. This is a stitch along organized by Mel Rouvray over on Instagram, and Mel is living in Australia, so she has organized this as a sort of southern hemisphere stitch along. I have sort of ran away with it a little bit earlier than I was supposed to. It was only supposed to start on 1st of July, but I've got so many things going that I'm sure that I will fall behind very, very soon. So although I did start like 2 weeks in advance, I am not worried that I'm not going to be, 3 months late in about 4 months. So the official start of this is in July. Mel has also organized like a little Instagram group. So if you're interested in joining in, please do reach out to her. I'm going to pop all the details down in the description below. And I've been talking about the Fox for some time, and that I wanted to dye my own fabric for it, which I went ahead and I did it, and it didn't turn out quite as what I wanted it to be, but I love it still. So this is my fabric, and what I'm seeing on the video is that it looks a lot more grey than it actually is. What happened is, in person, it's a lot more purple. So I used the purple Rit dye as part of mixing up the colours, and it turned out to be a little bit more purple than I wanted, but I think it looks awesome anyways. Doesn't it just? Oh my god, I was just worried that some of the colors, like especially the white, wouldn't come out quite, wouldn't quite pop, because basically I put, like, the last color I put in was a charcoal, and it started going really dark and I started freaking out, so I just sort of rinsed it. And then when I rinsed it and when it dried, I thought, oh, I should have left it there a little bit longer, just because these bits are a bit light, but I think it's gonna be all right. I'm chuffed with it anyways. My first dyed fabric, guys, and it looks like this. Okay, I'm gonna stop tooting my own horn. But yeah, that's Mr. Fox, and I love it, and I've made such a progress on it yesterday on the Stitchy Zoom with Fox and Rabbit. I have done this whole bit yesterday. It was a productive session. I was sort of quiet in the background, didn't talk much, and I was stitching away, listening to the chitter chatter. It was really nice. And the last thing that I was working on, I think, is my Heaven and Earth designs. So this is how it looks like. It's the She Sleeps by Stephanie Poiman-Law. And so instead of sort of this blob, it's now this blob. It's now at 1%, I think. I didn't write down the stats, but it's now just over 1%, which is you know, terrible achievement after, you know, stitching on it for 2 months. I don't get as much satisfaction from stitching Hade as I thought I would have. I am definitely an instant gratification millennial right here, but I love the finished piece, so I will just persevere. And I think I need to set myself some kind of target, like stitch on it for 2 hours every Saturday or something like this. But once things have settled down a little bit more with caterpillar cross stitch. Okay, so that's it in terms of what I was working on. And now let's see some haul. And actually, before I show you a whole haul, I'm going to show you a wonderful stitchy kindness that I got and that just absolutely melted my heart. So I received this from my lovely, lovely dear friend Angie at Tiny House Stitcher. Angie, thank you so much. So Angie and I started hosting the Seeking Refuge SAL. It was one of my mania starts, and Angie has kindly agreed to co-host the SAL and start it as well. And what she did is that she sent me a beautiful, absolutely beautiful project bag to go with it. But oh my god, guys, like, it's just wonderful. Like, the back is so strong and wonderful, and obviously these are the you know, sunflowers and blue for Ukrainian colors, and I am absolutely in love with it. Just the details are so pretty. And that's not all. That's not even everything. I don't know how she does this, but it's beautiful. So this is the Seeking Refuge, the sort of photo of the sampler, and it's put in like this little charm, or how would you call it? How beautiful is this? I'm obsessed, you guys. Then I got this. I think I should actually not put it on the thread pack. I should put it on my scissors. Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely pretty. And look, Sophie floss drops. I love it. And then there's, like, you know, the maker and the color, and then there's sort of details, and oh, you guys, Angie, thank you so much. And I also got like a little personal note to go with it, and it literally made me cry. The good tears. Thank you so much, Angie. Much love to you. I am going to think of a perfect way of something to send to you. I just need a little bit of time to think, to make it something as special as what you sent me, although I don't know if I'm going to be able to sort of make it as special. And if anybody is considering getting a cross stitch project bag, I can wholeheartedly recommend Angie's shop. I'm gonna put her details down below. She has a website, you know, just brilliant. I have just missed, she has just released Teresa Kogood's like a project bags made out of Teresa Kogood's fabric, and I could just kick myself because I waited too long to watch Angie's latest video, where she announced, not the latest but the previous one, where she announced that she was releasing these bags, and I completely missed out. I think they must have been sold out in 5 minutes. It was so beautiful. So definitely keep an eye on Angie's shop. She is a wonderful, wonderful human being. She is a wonderful, fantastic crafter, and thank you so much. So that's Stitchy Kindness, but that's not everything. So I've got part haul, part Stitchy Kindness coming next. I've got a wonderful friend, Molly Klein on Instagram. We have, you know, she reached out to me after my first video, I think, or a second video or something, and she's watching my Flosstube, and she is just absolutely wonderful. She's got a big sort of Instagram account, and and she's got a crafty business, and that is dyeing a knitting yarn, and she's also doing knitting bags, and cross stitch bags. And she's based in the US, and she's just absolutely lovely. She's a wonderful, wonderful human being. And we got chatting and everything, and she's on Etsy, so I went onto her shop and I found a lot of bags that I liked. So obviously, you know, when I said I wasn't going to get any more bags, it was a complete just lies. So I got more bags, and I'm going to show you. I actually bought these. So these are the knitting bags, but I'm using them for cross-stitching projects, and they are absolutely wonderful, to be honest with you. So this is how they look. They stand on their own. They're, you know, not firm, but they're quite a bit smaller. So when I put it against Angie's bag, it's just like that. So it's ideal for projects that are not as big. It's just sort of smaller projects, and maybe you just keep your pattern like electronically, which is, for example, I've got my Modern Folk Embroidery 2022 SAL, which I really have to start working on again. And I don't print out the charts, you know, I just keep it on my iPad or whatever so I just fold the linen and I pop it in the bag, and it's not taking as much space or something, and it has this little handle. So I don't know, I find them really quite handy. I know they're for knitting, I know they're meant for knitting, but I really like them for cross stitch, to be honest. And it's like, yeah, it could be made into, you know, used as a notion bag as well or something. So I find them really practical. And you know, as you know, I love flowers, so that's it. I have a number of cross-stitching project bags, but I couldn't fit my Heaven and Earth designs, the She Sleeps. I couldn't fit the floss anywhere because it's just that much floss, like it's that much. And this bag is absolutely perfect for it. I'm keeping all my floss in here, all in one place, and because it sort of goes like that, you can fit quite a bit in there. So I think that for, you know, projects that require like a proper massive thread pack, these are really good. And then this is probably my favorite. I keep my Modern Folk Embroidery Pride SAL in it, the Move Forward in Love. Look at that fabric. I am obsessed. And this is the inside. Yes, I love flowers. And this is the last one. It's still free. It's unused. I'm gonna have to figure out a new start. What? Yes. It's lovely, isn't it? So I obviously got that order from the US. I bought it via Etsy, and the shipping was a bit, you know, I think it's cheaper to ship from the UK to US than from the US to the UK, and also the shipping is done sort of via Etsy, and they take care of all the VAT and stuff like that. So you know, if you're based in the UK, you know, think about the additional fees that you will have to pay, although it wasn't by any means like horrible or anything. Just be mindful that I think there is 135, I think the limit is currently £135 in total for one commercial order, and that's whether we're talking about 1 to 3 Stitch or Etsy orders or anybody else. So as long as you're buying it from a business, you can buy for up to £135, and you are not liable for customs and VAT upon receipt. Okay. But if it exceeds that amount, you are going to get a letter from Parcel Force or Royal Mail or somebody like that, and they are going to ask you to pay their percentage, 20% VAT of the whole order value, plus excise, plus like custom excise, not because excise is only alcohol and cigarettes, but customs, like customs processing fee that are going to be payable before, I think it should be before you actually receive it. So just be mindful that when you're ordering from abroad, this is like the limit. And actually when you're ordering it, when you're receiving a gift, it's only £39. Okay, so if you're gonna think like, oh, I'm gonna just, you know, I'm gonna buy 100 quid from that private person and I'm gonna tell them to just send it as a private gift, be careful, because private sort of gifts are only, the limit is only £39, and afterwards you're liable for paying customs and VAT. But anyways, that was I digress. I knew that was going to happen. So this is really important to keep in mind. Well, because I kept my order under that limit, I didn't have to pay anything like that. And because Molly is a lovely, amazing friend, of course she added extra things into the order. So thank you so much, Molly. One of the extra things is this absolutely wonderful, beautiful Hey Jude project bag for the Beatles SAL, Stitch Beatles with Marie. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? She actually ordered the fabric especially to make this. I am just absolutely honored and moved, honestly, that you did this, Molly. Thank you so much, honestly, girl. So I got this, and then Molly made me this notions bag so I can put my like needle minder and scissors and whatever I need in there. How amazing is that? It's like really handy, and there's like her little tag, Molly Klein Designs. I'm gonna put all her details down below, of course. So it's absolutely beautiful. She also sent me some goodies. She sent me this Stitch Queen. I love it. I love it. It's I'm gonna figure out how to make it, like how to display it really nicely. And then she sent me some sweet stuff, out of which only this has survived until now, because I have received it like 2 weeks ago. Things don't survive this long with me. I've got a massive sweet tooth, so yeah. So I'm keeping this. It's one of those like little poppy things when you put it in your mouth. I also got like this wonderful personal note. Again, I just, you know, I don't know how I deserve kind people like that in my life, but I'm not complaining, because it's just making my life absolutely wonderful. I thank you so much, Molly. I'm just, you know, I'm holding on to these personal notes. I'm going to keep them forever because it's just wonderful, honestly. Oh, try not to cry here now. And then I got like these little, you know, just like little things and just extra stuff, and they're beautiful. And then, because there is going to be a giveaway section in this video, I'm going to keep the last thing that I received from Molly. That thing received was a project bag, and it was for you guys, so I'm going to keep it for that giveaway section of today's video, because it's beautiful and I can't wait to give it away. And now on to haul, shopping, retail therapy. So to start with, I simply had to have stuff commemorating the Jubilee, right? I just had to, preferably Stitchy. So I got this Jubilee needle minder from Lakeside Needlecraft. It's so pretty, and because the needle minder can be on its own, obviously, I also got a project pack for this Jubilee project. I really like it. I kept on sort of going back and forth on what I'm going to stitch as a commemoration piece and whatever you, and this one in the end won it. It's from the World of Cross Stitching, and the design is by Fabi Riley, and I'm going to show you it in a slightly sort of bigger version. I love it. I think it's beautiful. And this is like, I think it's called a turkey stitch. Like basically the hats are going to be like very fluffy and everything. So there is a specialist stitch in there. There are some beads to go with it. There is a diamond DMC, so it is not a beginner's piece. I hope I'm not gonna mess it up, because I really would like to have this as a lovely sort of commemorative piece of this very special Jubilee that we got to see. And to go with that, I bought, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it, but I quite liked it. It was like I didn't use the bunting, but I bought it, so maybe I can use it for like finishing or something. Oh, it's the other way around. It's the Queen, it says Platinum Jubilee, and it's the, what is it? The crown, I suppose. Yeah, and I thought they were really quite pretty when I saw them on Amazon. I just got it from Amazon. So I thought maybe I could use it somehow as a sort of part of the display for the Jubilee on the board that is going to exist here anytime between now and 5 years from now. And yeah, isn't she beautiful? She's gorgeous, she's amazing, she's wonderful. So that's the Jubilee, that's a Jubilee haul. Then I mentioned it already, but I went to John Lewis and got all of this fabric. It's a massive piece of fabric for £9. Isn't that wonderful? It was on clearance. And I also got, there's like this, next to checkout, there's like this basket with odds and bits and bobs, and one of them was this fat quarter set with Christmas fabric, and it's really nice because like this golden pattern inside it, and it's really pretty. It was just for £7, discounted from £12, so lucky me, yay. I'm going to continue with like a non-stitchy haul, and then I'll go back to patterns. So non-stitchy haul is books. So one of those days that we were on annual leave, we had our time off, we went to Waterstones in Cardiff, and me and Waterstones are a disaster. Like I shouldn't be allowed to go into Waterstones with, you know, any sort of monetary means, any sort of card or cash or anything, because that's the only way to stop me from buying a lot of books. But I'm gonna show you the top of what I bought. So we've got Explore Toronto, because I'm going to Stitch North next year, and I already need to learn about Toronto. I need to read about Toronto. I need to figure out the itinerary that we're going to have after Stitch North. I'm going to figure out everything. So this is a really good sort of little guide with walks and where to eat and what to do. Am I over, you know, I'm a total over obsessor. So I'm going to be reading this for the next 11 months. Then, because I am obsessed with Queen, and I bought this Elizabeth Queen book that I cannot wait to read. I don't know when, but I will definitely read it. And I bought a whole lot of other books, but one of those that I want to really highlight, really highlight, is this You Are Not a Before Picture by Alex Light. Alex Light is a you might call her an influencer on Instagram, and she is dedicating all her time to dismantling the pressure that is being put on women to look a certain way, and the damage that has been caused to us by growing up in diet culture and in a world where it is absolutely acceptable for a middle-aged, beer-bellied, you know, three-chinned white male to tell a perfectly normally beautifully looking woman that she's too fat and that she should do something with herself. She's basically teaching through her own experience as a severe with severe anorexia, and in modeling and whatever she has found a way how to love her body, how to come to terms with putting on weight, how to love her cellulitis, how to you know, just love the body the way it is. And she is advocating body neutrality. So you don't have to you don't have to blindly say all bodies are beautiful, and you know, if that's your vibe, that's okay. But for most of us, like for a person like me, whose formative years were growing up in 90s with all the diet magazines you can think about, and Victoria Beckham and Kate Moss and you know, girls models in, you know, with BMI 16 being told that they can't eat for 10 days because they're too fat. You know, it was terribly damaging. And my best friend and I, we were actually competing when we were 14 years old, we were competing how, you know, who's going to lose more weight if we don't eat for 3 days at all. And nobody thought it was weird. Nobody thought it was weird because it was just the way it was back then, isn't it? And yeah, and my nephew actually was hospitalized at the age of 12 years. He was hospitalized for 1 month with anorexia. So it is incredibly important what we think of ourselves. It is incredibly important what we say around others, about ourselves and about others. It is incredibly important that we dismantle the belief, oh, you know, oh, she shouldn't be wearing that, you know, look at those thighs, or, you know, oh, she shouldn't be, or oh my god, I look horrible, oh my god, look at those. You know, I didn't want to post on YouTube because I felt like, oh my god, everybody's gonna see my second chin or third. So it's just, I think it's really important that we all try to love ourselves the way we are, appreciate our bodies for everything they do for us, for everything they allow us to live through, experience. You know, be grateful for our feet that carry us around the world, and, you know, be grateful for our face that lights up when it smiles, and, you know, forget about those imperfections because they are just absolutely not important. And one day when we're dying, we're not going to be wishing that we went, you know, we went on a diet. We're going to be wishing that we enjoyed our life a bit more. And this sentence, the "you are not a before" picture, is just absolutely extremely resonating with me, because my phone is just filled with, especially around sort of 2-3 years ago, is filled with those pictures of, you know, of my body in a mirror for a number of years, all my 20s. You know, picture before a mirror, because, you know, that those before and after pictures were such a big thing, isn't it? And I constantly, every time I look at a picture or even my wedding photos or something, I just remember feeling fat and not pretty enough. And it's bullshit. It's all just in my head. It was all just in my head, literally. No, you know, nobody else thought that. Nobody else looked at me and said, you know, it was just me. And it is so extremely important that we teach ourselves. And if you are so blessed and you have children and you have, you know, sons and daughters, teach them to love and respect their bodies, whatever the shape, and to love and respect bodies of others, whatever the shape. And if you've got husbands who sometimes say remarks, you know, get back to them. Don't let them get away with it, you know. Don't let yourself get away with it. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you see somebody and your first thought is, oh my god, she's a bit, you know, and usually it's a she, you know. We don't think that about men. You don't say, oh my god, he's so fat, why is he wearing that t-shirt? No, it's always just about women. So whenever you've got that thought about, oh, she shouldn't be wearing that dress maybe, or something, or oh, she shouldn't be wearing a bikini, you are only responsible for your second thought. Okay, so we all have our sort of mental reactions, mental chains that are pre-programmed from and are just a collection of everything that we've been through in our lives. And our first thought may be, oh my god, she shouldn't be wearing that dress. But our second thought is, oh my god, no, I recognize that I have just thought that, but this is actually not what I think. I think she's freaking gorgeous, and whatever makes her happy is fine. Whatever makes her happy. I wish I had the guts to wear a dress like that, or I wish I had the guts to wear a bikini like that and enjoy my life and not worry about one roll here or another roll there. So, as you can see, I'm extremely passionate about this. I think it's terribly, terribly important that we work on body acceptance regardless of gender regardless of anything, but however, historically, it is women that have been subjected to sort of body pressure and a visual expectations pressure significantly more. So that's why this is aimed a lot at women, but it is, and you know, anybody as shown on the example of my nephew, anybody can be affected by distorted a picture of their own body. They can feel disproportionately fat, they can feel disproportionately ugly, and it is all just a construct in our heads, and it is a result of a constant sort of bombardment of something from media and social media. And it's time we say stop. You know, I don't look like a thin 16-year-old hairless you know, undeveloped girl, and that's okay, because I'm in my mid-30s, I've got cellulitis, I'm growing a second chin, and you know, that's just the way it is, and I shouldn't be ashamed for it, and I shouldn't be made to feel like I should be ashamed for it. So anyways, very, very passionate about this. If you have ever looked at your picture somewhere taken of you, or if you even avoid your picture being taken because you feel you are going to, you know, look unflattering or something, this is the book I would wholeheartedly recommend you get, and Alex Light is the person to follow. Much love to everybody who sometimes feel shit about the way they look and they still show up. They go out there and they say, you know what, I don't care, I'm just going to enjoy my life and I'm going to be okay. Okay, and on that heavy note, I tend to make these things really, really serious and heavy. I'm sorry, we're just supposed to be talking about stitching, isn't it? But that's life. So I am going to now back to stitching. I said that I was getting seriously obsessed with Cottage Garden Samplings, and I was not kidding. And the reason I'm saying that is that I got a whole lot of patterns from them, and I'm going to just flick through them really quickly. So the Christmas delivery, the Bless This Home, beautiful, and then I've got the whole A Time for All Seasons was just like A Year in the Woods with the fox. It was like a 12-month release, but it wasn't, I don't have all of it. I just picked up the ones that I like. Who am I kidding? I'm probably gonna get it at some point. So this was number 1, so this must have been January, I think. This is a number 8, which was August. It's beautiful. We live in a seaside town, so it's perfect. Then number 9, which was September, which is this lovely, beautiful squirrel. And then this perfect, this is October. It's going to be some perfect spooky stitch. And then I am absolutely in love with this December pattern. I mean, I love this Father Christmas. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And then Peace on Earth. I love this cardinal. I find him absolutely gorgeous. And then the Songbird's Garden. So the Courage that I shown earlier on the Saltbush linen, the gladioles, that is from this series, and I just adore the whole series. So I'm gonna show you it quickly. So this is number 1, January's Love. Number 2 is Merry and Bright. And number 3 is Wisdom. and it always says like what it is. So this is garden crowned kinglets and conifers. See, this one is hope, primrose, promise of spring, American robin and tulips. This is happiness, bluebird, eastern bluebirds and cherry blossoms. How beautiful, oh my god. This is summer bliss, Baltimore oriole and peonies. Peonies are one of my favorite flowers ever. Have faith, blue jay and bellflowers. This border, oh my god. And this is there is beauty in simplicity, which is American goldfinch and daisy. And this is joy, sing for joy, house finch and cone flowers. Cone flowers, I suppose. This is number 11, Autumn Dream, Tufted Titmouse and Bittersweet. What is that? Bittersweet. Yeah, I don't even know these. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, love it. And number 12 is Gratitude. My favorite. Heart full of gratitude. Dark-eyed junco and roses. Not my favorite design, but my favorite feeling in the world. To be grateful. Makes your life so much better. And that's it. Those are currently all the Cottage Garden Samplings patterns that I have, and I love every single one of them, and I'd like to retire next week, please, so that I can stitch full-time and make all the things. But yeah, I really love Cottage Garden Samplings. I think their patterns are really special, and for a person who loves flowers, I love me some flowers. I think their patterns are beautiful. And also, I am sporting my Rebellious Hope t-shirt. So I've spoken about this in the last episode. So this t-shirt is supporting the Bowel Babe fundraiser for cancer research. It is by Dame Deborah James, which is, you know, she's receiving end-of-life care right now after her cancer treatment has been terminated, and her story is incredibly inspiring, and she always sort of signed her articles and everything like in Rebellious Hope, because she's always had this rebellious hope of kicking cancer's butt, and she did for many more years than she was predicted to. So yeah, send some prayers her way, please. And if you can, you know, get a t-shirt or click on the donation and, you know, send £1, 2 or 3 or whatever you can, or don't, or just send her your good thoughts and well wishes. I'm sure anything is very much appreciated. And last episode I was also talking about these Full of Pride mugs. I received 2. One I'm using already, and this one I've just displayed, and I can see that there's some fluff inside. It's fine. So this is how it looks. Aren't they just beautiful? Oh my god, I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. My favorite mug at the moment, because it's like really big, fits a lot of coffee, which is important. That's that, and I think we are ready to go into the giveaway portion of today's program. Okay, so let me grab these. There are going to be four giveaways all together. And I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to say the keyword that needs to be mentioned in the comments below in order to be entered to win this prize. And at the very end, I'm going to tell you the sort of conditions that come with entering the giveaway prize, giveaway raffle. So let's get started. The first giveaway I'd like to offer you is the Rebellious Hope t-shirt. I am wearing a black sort of slim fit version. This one is a white oversized version. It is size 14 to 16 in the UK, but it is definitely very, very oversized. So maybe, you know, it would fit a person who is one size more than that. Or if you like oversized, then it will be perfect. If you win this t-shirt, then please know that in your name a donation has been made to Cancer Research Fund in the name of Dame Deborah James. Okay, so for this, please use word rebellious. Rebellious, I'm going to put it down here to spell it. Rebellious is the thing to say, and we are going to be, you know, partying in the same t-shirts, and it's for a wonderful, wonderful cause, and they are lovely quality. So that's gift number one. Gift number two is the needle minder to celebrate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. It's lovely. It's got like this is how it looks on the back. Oops, I just lost my third prize. And it's, you know, just a lovely, lovely little thing to commemorate this very, very, very special year. If you can, please use the word Queen if you want to be entered into this giveaway. Okay, the third giveaway prize is the fox. Okay, it has been here before. It has not been claimed, unfortunately. He's just really sad here and waiting for somebody to love him and stitch him and just, like, you know, be really nice to him. So please, 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 if you enter the giveaway, use the word fox. And you'll be in the draw, in the raffle for getting this beautiful, wonderful pattern. And you are still going to be, so I'm going to be drawing the prize thing just next weekend, because I want to do a mid-year whip parade next weekend. So the cutoff will be Sunday midday UK time, GMT, Sunday 26th of June. I hope I counted that correctly just right now. And so theoretically you would still get this in time to start stitching it in July, which is the Southern Hemisphere SAL correct start month of Mr. Fox. Yeah, so please give him a loving home. Claim him and stitch him. And the last prize is this beautiful Hey Jude project bag from Molly Klein. She has made a sort of almost a twin bag to the one I have shown you earlier, and it is absolutely beautiful. So if anybody would like to receive this bag, please use the word Beatles just use the word Beatles, and I'm going to enter you in the raffle for this beautiful, wonderful project bag from Molly Klein Designs. Now, as for the rules of entering the giveaway, so please be over 18 so that I can ask you for your address. Please be a subscriber, because this is aimed exclusively at subscribers of this channel. Please like this video. Please use the words that I have just mentioned in, you know, when showing the individual prizes, in order to be, because I'm using this random comment generator, so I'm just going to say, please choose one comment out of all comments that have used the word Beatles. So that's how it works. That's why it's really, really important that you use that keyword that I have mentioned. And as we said, please enter before 26th of June, midday here in the UK, in order to be entered in the prize. I'm going to be so excited to sending these out, and perhaps sort of spreading the kindness that has been shown to me. I feel like I have forgotten not even half, 3/4 of the things I wanted to say, and that I said, you know, 90% of things that I didn't even plan on saying. But anyhow, that's just me. So I hope you have a wonderful, lovely rest of the weekend, if you're still watching this while there is a weekend in your part of the world, or a lovely week. And I cannot wait to see you next week with my mid-year whip parade. Take care, and remember to enjoy your projects one stitch at a time.